Welcome to the 2-Minute Disciple Podcast with your host, Nick Euler, where we slow down with Jesus one passage at a time. Hey everybody, welcome to the podcast. I'm Nick and it's amazing to be here with you today. Today is July 18th. Each day we follow a simple rhythm. Slow down, read, notice, reread, meditate, respond, and exercise. Let's begin. Jesus is here. He's sitting in your favorite spot, waiting for you to join him. You may have a million things on your mind, but for these few moments, set them aside, relax, and calm your body. As you inhale, whisper, "Jesus, I look beneath the surface." As you exhale, pray, "Show me who you are." Do this 3 times, then rest in his presence. I'm reading from John chapter 7, verses 20 through 24. The crowd replied, "You're demon-possessed. Who's trying to kill you?" Jesus replied, "I did one miracle on the Sabbath and you are amazed. But you work on the Sabbath too. When you obey Moses' law of circumcision, actually this tradition of circumcision began with the patriarchs long before the law of Moses. For if the correct time for circumcising your son falls on the Sabbath, you go ahead and do it so as not to break the law of Moses. So why should you be angry with me for healing a man on the Sabbath? Look beneath the surface so you can judge correctly." What stands out to you in this passage? Is there a phrase or truth that speaks directly to you? Hold it in your heart for a moment. Hear this passage again and notice what Jesus is saying about the crowd's double standard. The crowd replied, "You're demon-possessed. Who's trying to kill you?" Jesus replied, "I did one miracle on the Sabbath and you are amazed. But you work on the Sabbath too, when you obey Moses' law of circumcision. Actually, this tradition of circumcision began with the patriarchs long before the law of Moses. For if the correct time for circumcising your son falls on the Sabbath, you go ahead and do it so as not to break the law of Moses. So why should you be angry with me for healing a man on the Sabbath? Look beneath the surface so you can judge correctly." Double standards reveal what we truly value. In this passage, Jesus points out a glaring hypocrisy. The religious leaders have condemned him for healing a man on the Sabbath. They say he's breaking God's law. They're outraged. They're ready to stone him. But Jesus asks them a simple question. You circumcise on the Sabbath, don't you? You work on the Sabbath to obey the law of circumcision. So why are you angry with me for healing a man on the Sabbath? Both acts involve work. Both involve touching the body. Both happen on the Sabbath. But the religious leaders celebrate one and condemn the other. Why? Because circumcision is their tradition. It's their law. It's what they've decided matters. But healing, that's Jesus' work. That's outside of their control, so they condemn it. Jesus' response is brilliant. Look beneath the surface so that you can judge correctly. He's not just pointing out their hypocrisy, he's calling them to examine their own hearts. Why do you apply one standard to your own practices and a different standard to mine? What does that reveal about what you truly value? Here's what's true for you too. We all have double standards. We all apply different rules to ourselves than we apply to others. We all have practices that we defend while condemning the same practices in others. Maybe you're critical of someone's parenting while being lenient with your own mistakes. Maybe you judge someone's financial choices while making similar ones yourself. Maybe you hold others accountable for their words while excusing your own harsh speech. Jesus is calling you to look beneath the surface, not to condemn yourself, but to see yourself clearly, to notice where you are applying double standards, to examine what that reveals about your true values. Take a moment to reflect on this question. What would it look like to apply the same standard to myself that I apply to others? Jesus, help me to see myself clearly. Show me where I apply double standards and give me the humility to hold myself to the same standard I hold others. Today's habit, examining standards. Today's habit is an act of honest self-examination. Identify one area where you apply a double standard, one place where you judge or criticize others for something that you do yourself. Write it down, be specific. Don't hide behind vague language. Name the exact double standard. Then ask yourself, why do I excuse this in myself, but judge it in others? What does this reveal about my values? Am I protecting myself? Am I being defensive? Am I afraid to admit my own failure? Now hold this double standard before Jesus and pray. Jesus, I see it now. I've been applying a double standard. I've been blind to my own hypocrisy. Help me to see myself clearly. Help me to hold myself to the same standard I hold others to. And give me the humility to admit when I'm wrong. Look beneath the surface today, see yourself clearly, and then extend the same grace to others that you're learning to extend to yourself. I have one ask of you before you go. Could you please share this podcast with one person today? One person at a time will grow this podcast to help more people walk with Jesus. That's your 2 minutes with Jesus for today. Now take what you've heard, share it, and live it. Until next time, keep slowing down, keep listening, and keep walking with Jesus.